The following production is brought to you by the Talkin' Buds Leaf Show.
Here we go. Talkin' Buds Leaf Show post-game edition. Second game of the season. Post-game edition. We've never done a post-game show after game number 2 on the year, but alas, the schedule dictated as such. 1-1 through 2 games. How are you feeling?
How am I feeling? Well, first of all, I'm happy that Toronto Maple Leaf hockey's back, whether positive or negative. It's like last night, there was just like a different buzz. You watch all the preseason, you think about the season coming up, you think about positive and negative, but it was just nice to drop the puck and get the season going. How I'm feeling is I am feeling graceful. I'm giving grace to this group of hockey players. We'll get into positive and negatives throughout the first 2 games, as we do every time I come on here, but I'm just going to set the tone by saying I am giving grace to this coaching staff, to this player group, and I'm going to just take it easy. I'm not going to panic. I'm going to just give them time to figure out the negatives and hopefully continue the positives. So that's how I'm feeling.
I'm feeling pretty good. I got to be honest with you. There's nits to pick, and I'm going to do so in this episode, but overall, I've liked their game. I've liked their game through 6 periods now. I know you're sick of hearing it, but I'm liking the north-south. There's a lot of north-south going on in the Craig Berube Leaf era. It's a lot more straightforward. It's a lot more on the forecheck. It's a lot more getting pucks in and not really dilly-dallying around, with the exception of the power play, not really dilly-dallying around with it. I like the effort level. I like the depth. I like the new personnel. There's lots to like. I like the goaltending. The goaltending started off on a really, really, really sour note ahead of the first game of the season in Montreal. But guess what? Through 2 games, you feel really good about Stolarz. You feel really good about Hildeby. The Hildebeest just goes out there in his first NHL game tonight, and he was fantastic.
Yeah, he gave up the 1 goal to Meyer, but you got to give him a little bit of grace. Like I said, this is his first NHL start.
Well, both goals that he let in, not to cut you off, but both goals that he let in were there was defensive lapses both times that led to those pucks going in the net.
Yeah, I mean, the first one, it's just like, what are you going to do? There's guys in front of the net, there's traffic, whatever. The second one...
Pontus throws a pizza right up the middle.
Yeah, the second one, if the puck goes through, you got to make that stop. But, I mean, you're playing in the A for last season, and no disrespect to the AHL, but guys aren't wiring pucks as fast as Timo Meyer's wiring a puck at you. So you got to give him a little grace. But I think, honestly, you can make the argument that that's been the number 1 positive through 2 games, which at the start of the preseason, I said their biggest issue is going to be goaltending. And so far through 2 games, that is far from their biggest issue. So you got to hand it to the 2 big men. You got to love the size of the tandem. Like, I think that is just 2
6'6" and 6'7"
monsters back there.
Can't go wrong.
I thought Stolarz was phenomenal in game 1.
And the Hildeby,
honestly, man, I didn't think they played that. I might be in the minority here. I didn't think they played that well in the first game. I know they had him. I know people might rip me for that because of the shot attempts and the chances and the shots, but I thought they were a little scrambly in their own end. And I honestly, even though they did get a lot of shots on net, I thought they were a little miscombobulated in the O-zone. It's just like nothing was clicking. And I thought they were really sloppy in their own end at times. And they took a lot of penalties. And I thought Anthony Stolarz bailed them out. That game could have been 4-0.
They've taken a lot of penalties through both games, and some of them, like some of the penalties tonight, were a bit ridiculous.
Yeah,
like you got to admit, like there's some ticky-tack bullshit calls tonight.
Yeah, the Connor Timmins one was suspect, but they've also taken a couple stupid penalties too. Like Connor Timmins slashing a guy on the hands. William Nylander tonight. Like they've taken
William
Max Domi.
Nylander having a spaz. Yeah, Max Domi taking a
Max
penalty.
Domi. They start this. They start the first shift of the first season with the absolute Craig Berube style, where they dump it in. Matthews lays a hit, they get a chance, and then Max Domi decides he wants to take a stupid penalty a minute later. The penalty, yeah, that's been the shocking thing through the first two games. The amount of penalties they've taken.
So I want to get back. We kind of got off topic there. I want to get back to my first positive, which is the style of play, and leading the way in the North-South is this revamped Craig Berube fourth line, which in game one saw Kampf, Lorentz, and Ryan Reeves. And then tonight saw Kampf, Lorentz, and Bobby McMahon, who goes out and gets a goal. Let's just talk about Steven Lorentz really quick. Steven Lorentz is on his way to becoming a fan favorite in the city of Toronto with the way this guy plays hockey.
Oh, yeah. You get down on that fourth line and you start grinding and spending time in the O-zone and contributing offensively. Ooh.
And laying the body. He's a big guy, man.
This city can love you very quickly. And he can skate, man. That's what I like about him. The guy can skate.
Yes.
Like, he can actually move his feet and he can play on the PK, and he's just, when he's out there, he's being effective. Like, that's what you need from your bottom six guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously.
Yeah, and David Kampf settled into a nice role there. Bobby McMahon gets the goal. Ryan Reeves does his thing in the first game. It's just high energy. Heard Mike Johnson talk about it on the broadcast tonight. What Craig Berube wants out of his fourth line is high energy, pace, get the puck in, lay the body. If you get a scoring chance, great. If you don't, make sure the other team knows they were out there against you. Just couldn't have gone any better through two games for the fourth line.
Yeah. Spending time in the O-zone and not in your own end. That is the MO to a successful fourth line. That's
the name of the game. And I want to, we brought up Lorentz, and I just want to talk about some of the new personnel. I think Oliver Ekman-Larsson has looked pretty good. You made the comment to me when we were watching the game last night that you like that OEL has some skill. He's not just another guy back there. If he gets the puck on his stick, he's got some skill and he can make a play.
Yeah, I mean, don't put him on a breakaway. That was strange.
No,
but
yes. Yeah, breakaway aside.
Yeah, I think this D-core lacks a bit of skill sometimes, and just seeing him having the ability to just get the puck and skate a little bit and find an open man and just having the confidence to move the puck, I think is big for them. And honestly, another thing I noticed from him is he's got a little bite in front of the net too. If someone's near the front of the net, he's in their face. He's giving them a cross check. He's telling them to get out. And that's a part of his game I didn't know he had. And maybe that's taken from Florida Panther hockey, which seems like that's what the Leafs are trying to emulate.
Chris Tanev, solid. I don't think Morgan Riley has been very good. He's we're going to talk about some of the core four or core five coming up in a bit here, but I haven't loved Morgan Riley's game, and it's really nice that he has a solid, legit top two defense partner back there that is can just settle everything down. Because when Riley's not on his game, it's very noticeable, and it's very getting caught out of position, being soft, and so it's just nice. Makes a hell of a first pass. Every time the puck's on his stick, you're just like, oh god. He's one of those players that when number 8's got it in the defensive zone, you're like, okay, I feel good. Nothing stupid's going to happen here.
Yeah, he's rock solid. Just making good decisions with the puck. Not trying to do anything fancy, just playing Chris Tanev hockey. Just not doing anything stupid. I think that's his MO.
Max Pacioretty gets a goal tonight as a result of a hard-working shift from Nick Robertson. Just contributions from all the new faces. You brought up how great Stolarz was in the first game. Hildeby great tonight. Just all these new faces. Lorentz gets the goal. I'm going to have to work on Lorentz. I just really want to call him Lawrence.
Yeah.
Lorentz gets the goal. It's just all these new faces, all these new additions sort of carrying the load through these two games.
Yeah, I thought the first period of the Devils game, they were on fire. They came out of a cannon. I thought that third line was incredible. I thought they dominated the pace of play. I'm really cheering for Nicky Robertson. I really am. Sometimes you're watching him and you just want to go out there and strangle him because he's so small. He can be such a liability in a puck battle. But when he starts moving his feet and he has some open space, it's like, I know you have it in you. I know you do. I know you have it in you to contribute and to be an NHL hockey player. It's just sometimes when he goes in on that forecheck or he's in a puck battle in the corner, it's just, oh man, you were so small. But I'm really, really rooting for this guy to succeed.
Today's episode of the Talking Buds Leaf Show is brought to you by Game Time.
Rob, the girlfriend and I just got a place right downtown. And since we've been down here, you know I've been to a couple Jays games. You know I've been to some concerts. And you know for a fact I'll be in the building for a couple Leaf games this season. And anytime I need to grab tickets to an event, I use Game Time.
I recently used Game Time to grab some tickets for you and me to go see Creed at Scotiabank Arena in November. I'm getting warmed up. I'm getting excited. Home now.
All right. If you keep going, they won't want to do business with us anymore.
All right. I digress. I'll save my Scott Stapp impression for another time.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier.
Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets.
Game Time Picks curates and makes it easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, and theater.
They've got my favorite feature, which is called Seat Views, where you can get a panoramic view of your seat in the app before you buy.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code THPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it?
Game time.
Okay, let's talk about some things that maybe haven't been so great through these first two games. I mean, top of the list without question, the power play, which already is 0 for 6. It looks worse than it did at times last year. And they brought in Marc Savard. You know, there comes a point where you have to stop blaming coaching and you have to start blaming personnel. And these group of guys, it's hard to put into words how frustrating it is, how bad it is. Like, no one has a clue. No one knows where to be. No one knows what to do. They can't. Multiple times in these two games, the other team, the opponent, the Devils or the Habs, gets control of the puck and they're hemming the Leafs in. What if they do get it over the blue line? They're passing it around. Everything's on the periphery. No one. It's just they're so discombobulated. And I heard a great point made on the radio today that like this power play as constituted didn't get a ton of preseason reps, and it's one thing to do it in practice and training camp, but to get out there and have NHL reps against NHL level penalty killers is a whole other thing. But at the same time, it's like it's not good. It's really not good.
Again, I'm going to give some grace to Marc Savard to try and figure this out. Sometimes you need to just audit a situation before you really figure out what you're going to do. I can't stand the effort level on the power play. I know you don't want to rush into pressure and dump it in and try to get in this forecheck game. Like, you should be able to have possession of the puck and move it into the O zone and be able to move it around. It's just, I feel like they just can't be bothered when they're out there to give any effort. I don't know what they're doing in the O zone. I don't know what play they're setting up. I know the Habs don't have an all-world power play, but last night they were slinging the puck around, creating opportunities. I'm watching the Devils tonight. They scored one power play goal, but they're moving the puck around quickly. Like, it's like, even when they do get in the O zone, it's like Riley's at the point. He's looking around. He's not moving it. Throws it to Matthews. He's looking around, not moving it. And I feel like it looks so easy to defend. And it has been easy to defend through these first two games. And then the puck goes out, and then they just, oh, here we go. We're just going to lollygag back in our own zone, pick it up, look around. And it's just a minute's gone by, and they're off the ice. I just can't stand how, like, the sense of urgency and the effort level is just, they look like they're sleeping out there. I don't really understand.
It's I want to use this to sort of transition into my next point, which is I brought up the core five. Craig Berube. I want to exclude Matthews and Tavares from this because they haven't stood out to me as much in this regard, but I have not loved Mitch Marner. I have not loved William Nylander, and I have not loved Morgan Rielly in these first two games. And I brought up north-south earlier, and I brought up the effort that you're getting from the bottom six guys. And I look at these top six, the top six, and specifically those three names I just mentioned. I throw Max Domi in there too, even though he's not a part of the core five. Craig Berube's biggest challenge this year is going to be getting these guys. It's never, I know it's only 2 games, right? And someone in the comments is going to jump all over me and be like, it's 2 games, it's 2 games. But to me, it's jumping off my screen when you watch. So a new coach has come in here and he has a new philosophy that he's trying to implement, okay? And you see other guys on the team that are buying in and are playing the way and are having success, right? Then you watch Mitch Marner and William Nylander, and you just see this has been the problem. That you guys, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. These guys don't want to play hockey that way. They don't want to play hockey the way that you need to play in order to have success in the playoffs. They do not want to play that way. And Craig Berube's biggest challenge this year is going to be getting them to understand that they have to play that way. And it's going to start with accountability. And that brings me back full circle to the power play. Get these fucking guys off the ice. If you're going to go out there and you're going to play like that and you're going to have that effort level, you're not going to play. And we're going to break this unit up. And we're going to target the guys on the top unit who we think are doing a good job. And we're going to let them stay out there. And you're coming off 88-16. Sit down, put Nyes out there, put somebody else out there. Riley, Oliver Ekman-Larsson was on the power play for the Stanley Cup champions, okay? Get Morgan Rielly off the ice and put Oliver. Morgan Rielly is not a shooting threat. No one in the building thinks Morgan Rielly is going to shoot the puck. No one. Get him off the ice and get Oliver Ekman-Larsson on the ice. And the way you're going to get it through these guys' heads is doing what Sheldon Keefe never did and what this organization as a whole has been very adverse to doing. Holding these star players accountable. And if you're not going to do what our team philosophy is, which is hard on the forecheck, pucks at the net, penetrate the middle of the ice, you're going to fucking sit on the bench. Period. I don't care how much money you get paid. I don't care what your stats were last year. I don't care. If you're not going to buy in, you're not going to play. End of discussion.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the 5-on-5 play with Marner and Nylander, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. Yeah, they haven't looked great.
Ryan, it's just so clear to me that this is a philosophy they're trying to implement, and you just watch Marner, and he doesn't want to do it. He wants to be on the periphery, and he wants to. How many times tonight is he trying to make a pass to no one? How many times? Nylander takes the penalty at the end because he's frustrated. And it's like, yeah, man, you're not doing anything. You're on the periphery. Drive the net. Look at how Steven Lorentz got his goal tonight. Look at what Matt Nyes is doing. Look at how these guys are having success. Matt Pacioretty goes to the net, bangs in a puck. It's like not everything needs to be super pretty, fellas.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm not going to get on them for their 5-on-5 play. I'm not. I'm going to give them time. I'm going to give them, they have to adjust to a system, whether they want to play it or not. I do think I'm going to be the guy in the comments and say that it is early to judge them on that. But I think how many games can they go with the power play looking like that before they give it another look? It's really not good. And yeah, Mitch Marner, him and Domi both, shoot the puck, boys. Twice tonight, they're looking for a man who isn't there, and they had an ability to put the puck on net. I don't get it. Max Domi's brutal at it too. He had one chance tonight where he could have rifled it on net and he decided to pass. I have no idea why, but yeah, I think 5-on-5, you keep it as it is. You see what happens. And then like I don't know the power play though. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what you do. Do you mix up both units? Like it seems like that's just not an option. But
that's what I mean. That's what I'm getting at. Like
because there is a culture, you can feel it though. There is a culture of like if that does happen, that someone's feelings are gonna get hurt. And I know it's like
fucking bad.
I know too
You're
bad.
All millionaires paid tons of money to put like too fucking bad.
I hate how it's like that. But you definitely I'm not even on the team. I'm not in the locker room. I can feel it. I can feel it. The one guy, and it's probably going to be Nylander too, because Nylander's the guy who always gets. He's always kind of the odd man out.
It should be Mitch Marner. It always should have been Mitch Marner. But we're not getting into this right now. It's game 2. We're not getting into the Mitch Marner politic game. At the end of the day, the reason why this team keeps having the results it has is because of that. It's because of the culture that exists here. And we always talk about your star players are going to be the ones who are going to get you over the hump, yada, yada, yada. If they're not going to do it, if they're not going to play the way and buy into the philosophy that Craig Berube is trying to establish here, you're not going to play. You're not going over there for the power play. And what do these guys love more than anything? Cookies. And your power play is the best opportunity to get your cookies. And you're not going to be on the power play if you're going to play like that.
Yeah. Well, I said in the preseason, I'm interested to see how that hammer comes down eventually, because I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know who's going to be the odd man out. I mean, they do have 80 games to figure it out. This is a bit of an overreaction. You know how they always course correct in the regular season. That's why I'm feeling in a mood where I'm not going to get really pissed off at anybody. Like it's other than the effort level on it's not even about who's out. Like I guess it is about who's out there because they're all, but even the second unit comes on and they don't look very good either. It's not like the second unit's coming on as producing chances, because it's been pretty 50-50 so far. Like that first unit, that's been a big difference between the first 2 games and last year. The first unit's off at a minute and the second unit's coming on. And maybe the second unit just doesn't have an identity yet. And maybe they do need to shuffle one of those top guys onto that second unit to make it more balanced. But I mean, it's not like that second unit's coming out and producing any chances either. I'm not angry. I'm just, like I said, to me, it's clear that there is a tone being set here, and these guys they're gonna need to be told this is how we're playing. And I'm not surprised by that. Like that's not something that surprises me. Like I could have told you that going into the season. That's probably the way it was going to be. It's still disappointing when you realize it, but this is why you come away and you're so happy with a guy like Steven Lorentz. Like he just comes in here, he goes out there, he works his bag off. It's like that. That's why the city loves guys like that. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's going to be the most interesting thing this season is how Craig Berube and his staff navigate like kind of the bad times with these top guys. Like, are they going to keep pushing them out there? What are they going to do? What are they going to change? Who's he going to bench? How's the ice time going to be affected? That is the $1 million question for this hockey team this year.
All right. Well, I mean,
let me insert one positive thing that
there's lots of positives.
Here's another positive thing that we haven't talked about yet, and I'm actually think it's really positive. The fact that tonight they had a rookie goaltender in net, they go up 4-1, they give up a goal late in the second, and we've seen this team a million times go into that third period and blow that lead. I know it's only the second game of the season, but they went in that third period and they locked it down pretty good with a rookie goaltender, and they didn't give up another goal and they grinded out a 4-2 victory. I think that's a really positive sign.
Yes.
The first two games.
The defensive structure is way better. We just shit all over the power play. The PK's been pretty good. Lane Lambert's PK's been pretty good. They're way better in their own end, man. Way better through these first 2 games. Way more. Just the changes they've made on defense.
Yeah,
makes such a difference.
Maybe I'm just not fully seeing it. Like I don't really see a huge difference in the only really thing I notice different about Craig Berube's system is there's way less D-to-D passes. That's the number one thing that I've noticed through the first 2 games.
I think that's the amount of north-south.
Yeah,
north-south.
But like look at this. That's what hockey is. It's north-south. Like what does north-south mean?
But I I think there's just a directness. It's get the puck, get it out, get in the zone, forecheck. That's what we're doing here.
North-south is
with
just...
With Keefe, it was Bobby McMahon made a play tonight, and I thought to myself, oh, that's a leftover Sheldon Keefe system. Like, it was always about don't let go of the puck. If we get the puck, we can't give it up, and we want to dominate time of possession, and that means we've got to do back passes and flip passes,
the
and cute passes and cute and whatever. And like the Craig Berube system is just get it on your stick. If you don't have a first pass, get it down the ice and go and get it. Like, it's just it's way more like north-south. It's way more north-south. If I still came up with cutesy names for the podcast, I would call this episode north-south.
I can't stand when people say north-south.
Well, I've said it 50 times in the last 23 minutes.
Here's a revolutionary system where you dump the puck in and go forecheck. Oh my God, what a system that is. Shouldn't every fucking team in the NHL be doing that? Like, we're not reinventing the wheel here. It's like, let's move, like, I guess moving the puck up ice is technically north-south, but I'm kind of sick and tired of people saying north-south. It's the West Coast offense in the NFL. Like,
we watched the West Coast, Kyle Shanahan offense.
What a revolutionary scheme we're playing. We're actually dumping the puck in and forechecking. Oh my God.
We watched years of this Kyle Dubas, Sheldon Keefe, like, well, the numbers say if you dominate time of possession, which led to all the cutesy plays.
Yeah.
Like, Craig Berube has made 2 comments since he's been here about too cute. That's Kyle Dubas and Sheldon Keefe hockey.
We'll see what the North-South game does when we have an 82-game tryout here, or 80-game tryout here to see what happens when it actually matters. But I just think it's funny listening to I like the TSN panel and like the amount of times I heard Cheryl Pounder say North-South tonight. It's like, okay, like, let's relax here.
Oh, no, I'm all Ryan.
Hockey's always been about winning puck battles and like,
right. No,
buddy, we're not reinventing the wheel here.
I am all in on the north-south. All in.
It's eye rolling to me at this point.
All right. Let's talk about Joe Woll. Do you want to make a comment? Because I have one of my usual Rob.
Yeah. This is
emotional.
Yeah.
I'm done talking about Joe Woll and his upside. Okay? I'm not talking about it. I'm sure as hell not listening to it. Joe Woll has no upside because he doesn't fucking play. You left your teammates high and dry in Game 7 last year against the Boston Bruins, and you left your teammates. You had one thing you had to do. They are ready to give you the ball. They have the ball, and they are giving it to you. Brad Treliving signed you to a contract extension, one that was like pretty rich given the amount of hockey you've actually played in your career. He spent all offseason talking about, oh, he's in a different place. We're in a different place. Look, we're doing the right things. He looks great. He's in great shape. And you let your teammates down again. And you know what? It's died down because Anthony Stolarz looks legit, and the Hildebeest is another homegrown goalie rising the ranks who once again looked good tonight. But Ryan, I don't care if this guy comes back next week and is lights out for 2 months. Don't care. Don't trust you. Don't trust you. Don't like, and this isn't the team. I'd love to have been in the room and seen the look on Brad Treliving's face yesterday when he got the news that Joe Woll is out. This isn't the team. This is him. This is him that is pulling the chute on his teammates because of lower body tightness.
Yeah.
Lower body tightness. And you can't play. And you, like, we're getting away from the era in hockey where you play through injuries. And I understand that. When you got money invested in these guys, you don't want them, you don't want to injure it any further. But come on, man. Like, and it's the thing that was so similar about this too is he's talking to the media the day before, and he's going on about what an honor it'll be to play in the Bell Center. Just like last year, he's talking about how excited he is to play in a Game 7. Guess what? When it's time to put the pads on and go out there for your teammates, you're not there. So I'm done. I am not talking about Joe Woll's upside anymore.
I'm
Conversation over.
I'm not even talking about Joe Woll anymore. It's like,
yes.
Who cares? It's like, now he's just in the rearview mirror. We're moving on. We have games to play here. Like, I don't really care about Joe Woll anymore.
No,
like,
it's ridiculous.
Call me when you're ready to play. But as of like, it was funny. Like, the amount of texts that I got, you sent me it right away, and I was like, oh my God. Well, it's just like, I wonder what's going through his mind. I wonder what's going through management's mind. But I mean, like, we're moving on. Like,
yeah,
we're moving on. We got games to play. We went and got Stolarz for a reason. We have Hildeby, who's played extremely well in the AHL. We got Matt Murray, who needs to play some more games. Like, they have goaltending depth. Like, it's just, if you're not ready to play, then like whatever. Like, leave Joe Woll in the dust. Like, I don't care about Joe Woll. Like, I'm not even thinking about him because he's I don't know. Like,
to me, I'm kind of done. It's the letting.
It just happened yesterday, but I'm done. I'm done talking about it. Like, I'm already over it.
Well, yeah, it especially now that both goalies have looked pretty good. The wound is not as fresh as it was yesterday. But for me, it's just like you're just not reliable.
No.
Like, everyone keeps saying the best ability is availability. The guy's not available. He's not available. And at any moment, like, the wind could blow and he won't play. Like, it's maybe, and the scary thing, Ryan, is these injuries are happening, making routine goalie movements. Like, It's not like he's getting crashed into or anything. Like, he's making routine goalie movements and he's out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry. To let your teammate, to leave your teammates high and dry like that, it's just, I'm done. I'm done with the guy. Done with him.
I just don't care because at the end of the day, this guy hasn't done anything. Like, he has no reputation in this league. He got a couple big playoff wins, which kind of gave you a little bit of hope. And he did play well before he got injured in the middle of the season last year. But at the end of the day, this guy he's still an unknown commodity. Like, I'm not going to sweat over. Like, if we had Igor Shesterkin and he kept getting hurt, I'd be like, okay, this is a bit of a problem here. But I'm like, okay, you're hurt. Anthony Stolarz, for the games he did play last year, he was technically the best goalie in the league. So let's just give this guy an opportunity and see what happens. And the guy, he was incredible in game 1. So as soon as I see that, Joe Woll, see you later. I don't care. Have Hildeby up here as long as you want. Matt Murray makes a couple saves in the A. Bring him up, be the backup. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm moving on. See you later, Joe. Go play the piano.
Hey man, he was ripping I'll give him that. He was playing the Interstellar on the piano. That goes hard.
Well, maybe that can be his new career because clearly he's not built to be an NHL goaltender.
I saw a great tweet tonight that said Dennis Hildeby is going to be Joe Woll before Joe Woll is Joe Woll.
Yeah.
Like a homegrown goal. Like, he's just going to supplant Woll as like the homegrown goalie we've all been waiting for.
But all this is doing is just, okay, say he's out like another 2 weeks. Okay. Even though we know he's not playing Saturday, we don't know how soon he's going to come back. But say he's out 2 weeks. Anthony Stolarz plays as well as he did against the Canadians and just keeps up his good play. Then he can't just walk back in and be the number one guy. Like, now he's got to come back and fight for his job. Like, he's just doing himself a disservice. He's got to keep coming back and competing with other dudes who are in the net every single night playing well. Like, you're not coming back and getting the net right away if this guy keeps playing the way he's playing.
No.
And even if those guys did play like shit, like, do you really believe that Joe Woll is going to come back and be like a savior? Like, this guy still has done nothing in this league. Like, we still don't know what he's going to be if he started 41 games, 50 games a year, which we know he's not capable of doing because he can't stay healthy. But say he did, I don't know what this guy's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Is the upside really that high? Is the ceiling really that high?
Well, he's just had really great performances and it gets you excited about him. But it's just like when you, It's, you know what it is? It's one thing, like, there's injury prone players, right? And I understand that. It's frustrating, but I understand that. But when you're pulling yourself out of games because of things like lower body tightness, it's like, come on. Like, it just goes to show you that, like, he's one of these players where even if he's feeling a little bit off, he's not going to play. Like, he's like, I'm not, like, and that to me, that's a mental thing. And I don't know. Like, I'm not going to get into, like, his mental psyche. I don't know. But, like, I don't know.
Yeah, like, I don't want to be soft, but, like, I also don't want him playing if he's like not ready to play either.
Yeah.
Like I know he's got to fight through it, but like if he's out there and he's a liability, you don't need him out there. Like you don't want him out there. So,
well, Ryan, time will tell. We move on to Saturday night, the Leafs home opener, Kyle Dubas and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins got absolutely shit kicked by the New York Rangers the other night. They're currently up 5-2 on the Detroit Red Wings at the time of this recording. So Kyle Dubas, Sid Crosby, and the Penguins come to town. Pretty good. When's the last time they had their home opener on Hockey Night in Canada? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, Penguins aren't very good. So
yeah,
I'm expecting another effort like I saw tonight against the New Jersey Devils. That's what I'm expecting.
100%. And we will be back. We won't be doing our usual Sunday time slot this week because Sunday is Thanksgiving here in Canada. We'll be enjoying turkey and stuffing and
football
and gravy and
light beers.
Oh yeah. So we will be back maybe Monday, Tuesday, something. We'll be back before the LA Kings game on Wednesday. You can take that to the bank. So if you want to make sure you catch that episode, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button below. Also follow us on our socials. Links to those are in the description below. I always forget to promote the socials. If you're listening to the audio version, do the same. Like, subscribe, review, all that fun stuff.
Spread the word. Tell your friends.
We really appreciate it. We'll see you guys in a few days.